So, just how significant is this morning's intervention by the Prime Minister, backed up, as we've heard, by the Foreign Secretary, dangling the prospect of a referendum on Britain's relationship with the European Union? Well, one man with a view, some might say a vested interest in that question, is UKIP leader Nigel Farage. He joins me now. Welcome to the Sunday Politics. So you've got a Tory party promising to claw back powers from Brussels and then have that endorsed by a referendum. That's bad news for you, isn't it?
We've heard it all before, haven't we? Don't forget, this was the man that promised a cast-iron guarantee that if he was Prime Minister, we'd get a referendum on our relationship with Europe. We've heard, constantly we hear that they're going to claw back powers, when in fact their own Conservative MEPs, week after week, vote for more powers to be transferred to Brussels. And frankly, all he's done here is to give some sort of vague promise that there might be a referendum in the future, but that it will not be about our membership of the European Union. If he thinks by doing that he's shot UKIP's fox and he's buried this issue in the long grass, he's in for another think.
But we don't know what the shape of Europe is going to be as you look forward. Doesn't it make sense, rather than having an in-out referendum now, let's see what the Eurozone is going to look like, let's see what our relationship should be with that Eurozone. We know we won't be part of it, then have a referendum. What's wrong with that?
Well, there are many of us that aren't happy where we are now. You know, we're now stuck inside a single market. 75% of the laws that are made in our country are made because we're part of that. We're forbidden from making our own trade deals across the rest of the world. And we have to pay a membership fee of £50 million a day. So I'm perfectly happy for us to have a referendum now to say, look, should we be part of political union or do we want a simple free trade agreement?
But even Liam Fox, who in many ways is sympathetic to what you say, he thinks it's only the extremes. You at one end, the staunch pro-Europeans at the other, who want an in-out referendum now.
No, that's really rather silly. I mean, the opinion polls show that there is a clear, settled majority of people that want a referendum on this issue and want an end to our political involvement with the European Union. Liam Fox is edging in our direction, isn't he? I mean, what he's really saying is, let's go and have a quick negotiation. When we don't get what we want, we'll leave anyway.
Are we closer or are we further away from a referendum after this article by the Prime Minister this morning?
We're no closer at all. The only reason the Prime Minister has said these things, having said the complete reverse on Friday, is he's terrified of the votes that are moving to UKIP. Just yesterday, Peter Kellner of YouGov said if there were a European election tomorrow, the Tories would come third. That's why he's written this article.
I mean, the line you take in Europe has a lot of support in the country. Maybe they don't go the whole way, but they like a lot of what you have to say. Why are you only pulling 6%?
Well, I mean, some recent polls have had us as high as 9 or 10%, which is 3 times what we got in a general election of 2 years ago. The first past the post system is very cruel to UKIP, but I would remind people there is a European election coming up in 2 years' time, and that's under PR.
All right, I'll give you 30 seconds to say, what do you say to Tory backbenchers that don't think the Prime Minister's gone nearly far enough today?
Well, principled though these people are, they've lost every single battle within the Conservative Party since the Treaty of Maastricht. The only way we're going to get change in this country, the only way we're going to get an in-out referendum is if UKIP is stronger than it is today. And I would say to those people, you're in the wrong party.
Done in 30 seconds. Nigel Farage, thank you very much.